Do you ever wonder why some people keep attracting bad things that keep happening to them? It's just one thing after another and a continuous road of struggle for them. Why do other people have everything work out for them perfectly? Why do they have everything that they desire? In this video, I will break down the exact formula from Dr. Joe Dispenza on how you can reprogram your mind to get everything that you want in your life much more easily. The first point is to note that your outer reality, your money, health, relationships, and everything in your outer world is a mirror reflection of how your mind has been programmed to think habitually. Your brain and your outer world shows you the reflection, but this is something that you can change. Now I'll read the words from Dr. Joe Dispenza's explanation of this. Well, a habit is a redundant set of automatic unconscious thoughts, behaviors, and emotions that's acquired through repetition. A habit is when you've done something so many times that your body now knows how to do it better than your mind. So if you think about it, people wake up in the morning, they begin to think about their problems. Those problems are circuits of memories in their brain. Each one of those memories are connected to the people and things at certain times and places. And if the brain is a record of the past, then the moment they start their day, they're already thinking in the past. Each one of those memories has an emotion. Emotions are the end product of past experiences. So the moment that they recall those memories of their problems, they all of a sudden feel unhappy. They feel sad. They feel pain. Now, how you think and how you feel creates your state of being. So the person's entire state of being when they start their day is in the past. So what does that mean? The familiar past will sooner or later be predictable future. Now, it's easy to forget that your brain is the blueprint to your life. Nothing is ever set in stone. You can change your reality by changing your ways of thinking. Your thinking becomes your habits become your behaviors, and your behaviors turn into your actions. All you have to do is change the source, and that is your habitual thinking. People don't succeed not because they aren't capable, but rather because of their habitual thinking patterns that play out their future. When they change their thinking patterns, then they can change their future. Instead of repeating the same patterns, you can change them, and you don't have to be a victim to bad things happening anymore. This leads into my second point, in that you can shift your brain's blueprint. You can change the instructions, and it will have a different output. Now I will read the words of Dr. Dispenza in his explanation of the science behind this. The latest research in neuroplasticity tells us we're not hardwired to be a certain way for the rest of our lives. The latest research in epigenetics says we're not doomed by our genes, that in fact, we're marvels of adaptability and change. So as a person started to contemplate and think about, who do I want to be when I open my eyes? What would it be like to be happy? What would it be like to live a new life? A frontal lobe is looking out into the landscape of the entire brain because it has connections to the entire neocortex, and it's got to resolve the problem. So it starts calling up different networks of neurons that are relevant to the question based on the knowledge the person learns or the experiences that they had. And it begins to seamlessly piece together this new understanding. And that's called intention. And so if you're reading a book about how to become happy, or if you're reading a book on how to be a leader in your life, or you're studying the process, every time you learn something new, you add new connections to your brain. And now you have raw materials for you to imagine even more. The act of mentally rehearsing begins to install the neurological hardware in your brain to look like it's already happened. Now, the brain is typically a record of the past. But the moment we install neurological hardware, it becomes a map to the future. And you keep doing that, the hardware becomes a software program. Now, of course, when you start to employ this, you will start to become a magnet for the things that you want. This takes daily practice. But as Dr. Dispenza indicated, the more that you practice it, you are literally rewiring your brain to becoming a magnet for success. This idea even plays into Neville Goddard's idea of feeling the wish fulfilled. The whole idea of feeling yourself as having what you want is how you reprogram your mind. The feelings are the mechanism to changing your neural pathways. Now, the third point is that you don't need to wait around for what you want in your life to become the person that has it. You create the feelings of success and wealth from within yourself first. Even Dr. Dispenza asked the question if you can give thanks for a reality that has not been materialized yet. He says, and then these people didn't wait for their wealth or their health to feel gratitude and to feel empowered or to feel love, a love for life. They begin to feel those emotions ahead of the experience, and their body is the unconscious mind doesn't know the difference between the experience and their life. That creates the emotion, and the emotion that they're creating by thought alone. The body's believing it's living in the future, in the present moment. And the stronger the emotion that they felt, the more they're going to pay attention to the thoughts they're thinking. And now all of a sudden, they're changing their biology from living in the past, present reality, to living in the future, present reality. And this is when you have to realize that everything is an extension of your subconscious mind. So when you begin training your mind to think in the ways as if you were already the person that has what you want, you change your habitual thinking patterns and you take on a completely new mindset and you immerse yourself in this new way of thinking. So many of us overthink whether we are feeling something correctly or whether we are visualizing correctly. Well, what you must really ask yourself is, how would you feel if what you wanted were actually true? Can I be grateful for something that hasn't manifested yet? You will be surprised what gratefulness can do for you. Feel grateful to have what you want solely by imagining that it is done and feeling the experience to be true. Unfathomable things will begin to happen in your life. Miraculous things can happen in your life when you shift your thinking and feeling patterns. Now, all this does is it takes practice because it's about establishing new habits. It's not just physical habits, but it's new mental habits daily. The feelings of gratitude and feeling what you want as true and accepting that and practicing that feeling will rewire your brain to become a magnet for it. This opens you up for unlimited possibilities, and you can achieve truly anything. The only limitations that you thought you had were only self-imposed, and all you have to do is to begin to let those go by shifting your patterns of thinking. Now, if you are interested in a very powerful method taught by Neville Goddard, check out the next video on your screen on how you can manifest money into your life effortlessly. But before you do, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel.